have a little. This is okay. There you go. Righty. So, Nikki, hello, Nikki. This is in today's webinar. We're going to. Oh, there it is. Ah, there you are.
Hey Mark, how's it
God.
going?
Hey, there you go. I was like, should I
Just realized
start?
my microphone wasn't on.
Ah, there you go.
How's it
Hello,
going?
Kai. How are you?
Hey everyone. What were you guys just talking about?
I was getting nervous.
Oh, that I wasn't coming? No, I'm always here, except for earlier this month. Anyways, are we ready to go? Good to
Yeah,
go? Everything's
all
good on your
good.
side? All right, so I guess we'll get started with the introduction, and I'll share my screen real quick here. Share sound. Okay, should be on this page. All right, so everyone, I'm sure you guys already know Mark Diaz coming to us all the way from beautiful Mexico, down south there. He's going to be talking today about basically how to animate 2D heads and how to turn them in like really in the best way, the best practice for creating like 360 heads to make them turn and look realistic. We're going to go into a lot of detail on that, and Mark's going to walk you through all the steps to creating a very smooth looking rotation to your character's head and how to animate that and everything as well. So that's here on the outline. You guys have probably already seen this outline already. But if not, then here it is. I won't talk too much about it. I'll let Mark, take things away in just a moment here. I also wanted to mention as well that we are promoting this giveaway, this free giveaway pack. I'm going to put this link in the chat window for you guys. And hey, everyone, a lot of people here. Just open the chat for the first time. Let's send this to everyone here. So this is a video sampler pack you can download. If you go to the link that I just sent in the chat window there, you can get the deal right here. You click on it and this will load up that page. But while we're doing that, I'll go down to the bottom. And if you go down to the bottom, the very bottom, you can get free MOV samplers. So if you click on this link at the very bottom here, you get this free MOVs, like all these characters, all these animations, and a couple of backgrounds, as well as 5 effects. So you can just download your, log into your account. You can download these for free, no problem, and use them as you wish. And then once you do, you also get a 50% off coupon that you can use in either the software store or the content store. So pretty cool, really good coupon to, so I highly encourage you to take advantage of this deal. There's really no reason not to. It's free anyways, right? Anyways, yeah, that's it. I guess I opened up a bum link there. Anyways, you can browse this page on your own time. I don't want to get too much into it. I'll leave the rest to Mark here. But yeah, first I want to say that we are recording this as well. We're broadcasting on YouTube. We're only going to be answering questions in the Zoom app. Okay, so if you have any questions, we'll do a Q&A session at the very end, the last half an hour, maybe 20 minutes or so. Put your questions in the Q&A section there of the Zoom panel, and we'll answer those later on. You can ask anything of either Mark or myself. We're also sending out a survey, as we always do. If you give us the survey feedback, if you give us feedback on the survey and email it back to us, you get a 10% discount off, 10% discount for the content store. And yes, that does stack on top of the 50% discount I already mentioned as well. So yeah, make sure you do that. Give us your feedback, what you'd like to hear about more in the future. What you thought about the presentation and everything. And we're always looking to, come up with more creative and fun ways to teach. And speaking of teaching and in creative ways, if you want to check out Mark, maybe you could talk later about your, your animation classes, and put links in the chat window for that as well. Mark does a bunch of like online animation classes that are all over our website as well. I don't have the links up right now, but yeah, we can probably talk about those later. But for now, I think we're pretty good. I don't have much else to say. So I'll just hand it over to you, Mark, and then we'll get to it.
All righty. Thank you very much. Now I feel like I can start. Thanks for the introduction, Kai. Really nice. And so let's get it started. As we saw in the outline, what we're gonna be doing is checking. Can you stop sharing, Kai? Sharing the the screen?
Yep. Give me a sec
Okay.
here. You should be able to just take over
Yeah.
my share there.
Okay. So let me just, I'm going to
Are you
jump
promoted
into,
to
all right, share screen. Let me know if it shares and everything is shares
Yep,
correctly.
you're good.
Yeah. Perfect. Alrighty. So what, let me just first change my resolution really quick so everything is not super duper small. Alrighty. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about, we're going to cover three things, right? First is being able to create an original character. I'm actually going to go like give you the overall, like only the high level stuff, because to actually create an original character from pre-made characters, and let me tell you what I mean with that. That means going to a website like FreePic and then type character, and then you can get a ton of free pre-made characters that you can take, and then you can adjust them and create an original character out of it. So this is pretty cool. Now this, again, I'm going to just cover the high level stuff because honestly, we are actually doing a boot camp where that takes 6 days, 6 days to explain every single step in detail. Okay. So I actually saw a couple of my students from the boot camp. Hello, boot campers. I saw you there. So right here, I'm going to show you the how you can create something like this. This this is an original character created from a combination of characters from FreePic, right? It's this dancing character, and she doesn't exist anywhere else but here. Let me show you how I did that. And for that, I'm going to go to Illustrator. And it was a combination of this character. And then I actually changed a couple of, I took elements from this character. This is like a one file. This was another file, right? And I took elements from here and then also elements from here. And then also took this, let me see, there's this body. And I changed a couple of colors. So if you can see, the colors I'm using in here are not the same colors as this one, right? Even the skin color is different, right? So I did all of that by combining all the different elements of the face, of the head. And in Cartoon Animator, it's pretty cool because when you rig a head, for example, in this case, I rigged the head of this character in something that I'm going to show you in the next. Today we cover three things: original character, and then how to rig a face, and then how to rig for smooth animation. So later I'm going to cover how to rig a head. But once I have a head rigged, I can export it and put it in any body. So in here, I just rigged this body separately and then put the head. I'm going to show you how to do all of that, right? Uh, Again, only the high level stuff, but hopefully you can see the potential. It's pretty cool. So how do you do that? Well, you do it very easily by following these four steps. First, you download a file or a couple of files that you're going to combine. And then you edit the vectors. In my case, I use Adobe Illustrator. And then once you have the combination you like, you bring it to a PSD editor. I use Photoshop. And finally, you do the 360 head inside Cartoon Animator. So basically, you need files to mix, like your ingredients, and vector editor, a PSD editor, and a Cartoon Animator 4, of course, right? For this technique, I recommend Cartoon Animator for pipeline. Now, how do you do that? When you create an original character, you actually do all of that, the original, in here. How? Well, for that, you have to know how to use a little bit of your vector editor. Let me just show you here. I can take, for example, this character, and this is actually what I did for this one. This is the final one that I did. What I did was this: take this face, for example, and then use the direct selection tool. And then I just started changing the shape of her face, right? Oops, I want to only take this point like this. But then, of course, like moving some points around here and there, right? It's let me hide a couple of other layers like this one. And I'm going to hide the hair. I'm not going to invest too much time in here. I just want to show you like the idea behind this. So what I do is I just keep moving points here and there, right? I'm going to where is this thing? I'm just open. Ah, here it is. I'm going to remove that shadow. So in here, as you can see, now this is a completely new character right here, right? Now let me remove this point, and then I'm going to take this and remove it. And now look, I can put this, and now this is starting to become a more mature character, because characters that have a longer face are a little bit older. And then I can take the lips and then bring them down like around there. And then I can bring the nose, for example, and then bring it also down. And now this is a much older character, right? And this is pretty cool, because now when I take this to back to Cartoon Animator, we have a completely original character right there, right? Let me just bring the hair back. This is an older version of that same character. So what I did was take more elements, like I changed to another nose, to other type of eyes, and then other type of eyebrows. I actually used this hairstyle, etc. I could change anything that I want and bring it back to this customization. And this was the end result. Again, all the detailed steps take 6 days to explain. So for that, we have a bootcamp that later I can share the link. But for now, I want to move forward and jump to show you how I created one original character that we did for anime. This is a character that you can find in Adobe stock, right? And then I took this one and then did a combination for myself. Let me just show you the Photoshop file. Where is my Photoshop? Right here. This one. You guys actually can download this. We're gonna be working with this character. As you can see, I changed the shape of the head to be a more mature character. And if we compare it, and I share, for example, this one, I want to hide the hair. Look at the size and type of head. This is a younger character, right? And this one is an older character. The eyes are a little bit different. I redrew the eyes completely. And then the eyebrows are also, I drew them, but it's a little bit different than these ones. And then the nose is actually another style of nose for anime. This one is like very young, very small nose. And I just did a couple of changes. And with this was a completely new character. And I did the art also for the whole body, right? But this is how you can create original characters by getting a head start, right? I could have drawn something like this from the beginning, but I saved myself a lot of time for example, for the hair, all the hair and separated in layers. I just took it from here and changed the colors, right? So the thing is, it's good to have techniques to save you time and work a little bit faster. The only drawback probably is that you have to learn 3 software. You have to learn Illustrator or Vector Editor, and then Photoshop or PSD Editor, and then Cartoon Animator. But here's the thing: once you learn how to use those three, you can you can start creating characters really fast. Maybe the learning curve is going to be slower at the beginning, but later you're gonna be running so fast. So now let's jump into Cartoon Animator, and I'm going to start showing you how to do rigging for Hanna-Barbera character. Let me show you the results that we're going to get to. What we want is to have, let me just open it. We want to have, this is the end result that we're going to get to, a character that can look up and down and to the sides, right? And then this is for the smooth animation, a character that can smoothly change the face expression like this, right? And you can also have the character talk, open the mouth, etc. So let's get it started. I'm going to start first with the Hanna-Barbera character. These files are contained in this zip file that I provided to Revolution, but also I can provide the link if you need it, just let me know. But if anyone wants to follow along, I think on the YouTube video, if you're watching this as a replay, below this video, you should have the link to download these files. So I'm going to take this and just click and drag into Cartoon Animator. And now I have this, and it's automatically opened in composer mode. And what I want is to start doing a rig. There's a really cool feature from Cartoon Animator that gives you a head start for rigging the head rotation. Let me show you how to get it done. I just click here on 360 head. And then from here, I'm going to click this handy feature, quick head turn setup. I click there. And now I can do a quick setup for the rotation. In here, you can select how much of an angle do you want the character to look to. In my case, I'm going to pick 90 degrees because this character is completely going to look to the left, to the right of the screen. He's left, right? 90 degrees. And then this is what I do. I first set up the angle, right? In here, it's also going to be 90 degrees. And then looking up is going to be only 10 degrees. And looking down is going to be 10 degrees too. All right. Now, what I want to do is just set up the elements of the face. Let me go first to Layer Manager. And from there, I want to click on the mouth and disable the mask because, look, I have this design and I want to be showing. So I'm going to unmask, and now is going outside the face. Let me just put it in position. And then I take this part and then put it in position here. Now the hair has to go to the side right here. And then let's bring the ear. And very easily, you can see that I'm just putting some elements of the face in place. That's it. Now I set up the other angle. I bring the head, I mean the mouth right here. And then this lower part right here. This is going to be behind the body at the end. Right now it looks really weird, but don't worry, this is going to look really good. And then bring the head, I mean the hair, a little bit back to here. And then I take the ear, bring it almost to the center right there. Then this can be maybe pulled back a little bit. And I rotated this by accident, but I think it's not going to be very noticeable. The upper angle is okay. I just need to bring this back. And then looking down, I just need to bring the hair a little bit up, right? And then bring this neck right here. And also actually the ears have to go up a little bit too, right here. And we're done. Right now it's not perfect. This is just a quick setup. And now I'm going to hit apply, press OK. And now I just have to set up some final details. For this, I'm going to add the 45 angle view. I click here and then activate this too, 45 angle, and then click again to toggle the head turn layout. Look, Now I have those two. So in here, you can see that the mouth can be repositioned a little bit. So it switches from here to here and then to there. And in here also, I want to change the eye. I like to bring it down to 70%. Up here, oh, not that, only from the sides, 70% wide. And then maybe bring it in a little bit. Bring this, oops, bring this in a little bit too. And also maybe the nose, push it a little bit outward, and then also the mouth. I do the same for the other side. Let me start with the eye here. I bring the width to 70%, right? And then bring it in just a little bit. And then bring the eyebrow also in. The nose should be a little bit more forward, and then this one right here. Now, this is starting to look better, like from here to here to here, and then looking up and looking down. And now, let me do this. Look, if I just press space, I'm going to actually activate the annotation so you can see what I'm pressing. There you go. Now you can see. I press space right here, and I can preview it, right? Now, in here, there's like this this little thing that I don't like, and that is, let me see. Let me actually see it again. I'm going to disable it, press space, and actually it's not that bad, but the mouth is, when it goes to the side, it looks a little bit weird. So just to have everything better, I like to activate this, the weight. And then in here, I'm going to have this, the change happen. This is the change of the sprite happen a little bit later, like there. That's a little bit better for that switch. Boop. And now you have a smooth rotation of the head. And now he can also look up and down. Now, personally, for this specific kind of character, when he looks down and up, I think it's not necessary to do any motion. So what I do is that I just copy this frame and paste it on the top. And that's very easy. I just click on the clone, click here. This is the source. And then I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to do it again, copy, and then select that one and bring it down. All right, let me disable the weight. And then again to this side, put it up and then click here, from here to there. And now we have a complete rig. I can look up and down. And if I go here, I go up, now it stays on that angle, right? Very nice, very smooth. And we're ready. Now this can be animated. Okay, I don't cover animation in here. I'm just showing you how to prepare it. For animation, actually, we have a free course on the 12 principles of animation. It was going to be sold at $97, but we're giving it away for free for anyone who has Cartoon Animator 4. So if you have it, you have access to that course, the 12 principles. Now, let me close this. I'm going to save. Actually, I think I already have this project saved, but I'm going to save it anyway. Just no, we don't have it here. Let me just put it. It's going to be Hanna Barbera finished. Just so you can actually at the end, I'm going to re-upload this. Oh, wait, there's also this detail. Let me just show you how to fix this part of the neck. I forgot. Let me just, I'm gonna open composer mode on the top left corner and then click on layer manager. And I just need to collapse the hip layer, take this layer that says back face, and then click and drop behind. There you go. Without it, look, without it, this is how the face would look. But with it, we fix it because it's behind the face and behind the body. Really nice. And let me just go back here. Very easily, I can control my character right here for animation. All right. Now I'm going to show you how to rig smooth animation for gestures. For that, let me just save this. Yeah, I'm going to save it again in there. And I'm going to start with a totally new file. I press Control N, go to the files. Yeah, I'm going to re-upload all of this so you can get the finished project. So you can, oh, so that's how he did it. Let's go to now smooth animation, this file. I'm going to click and drag into Cartoon Animator. And once it opens, I want to start doing like a setting for the animation of the eyes. We can change the sprites. That's one way, but I want to show you the more like smoother way to do an eye blink, right? Let me just, I'm going to just open another project that I think we did yesterday. Yes, this one. This is from the bootcamp, an original character we rigged for the bootcamp. And this guy, I believe we all already have a little bit of animation. Yeah, like in this case, we're doing this kind of blinking. Look, the blinking looks cool, but it's just sprites. We change from that drawing to here. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see. From here to here. And then a couple of frames, and then he opens his eyes again, like this, right? That's changing the sprites. What I'm going to show you is a smoother way to do the change of sprites. Let me just bring this. Instead of changing sprites, we're going to actually control the eyelids going down slowly so we can do other type of effects here. For that, I need to bring in a couple of layers to this character. For that, I'm going to go to Layer Manager, then select the right eye, and then I'm going to click on the plus signal right here, Add Image. And from there, I'm going to select the one, this is the right eye, is going to be right eye blink, is this image. Let me show you. Right now, it's like, what's this? Well, this is going to allow us to do this. The size is a little bit big, so I just need to bring it down to 80%. And now this is a natural way of closing the eyes. All of this is going to be animatable, right? So let me just put it in position around there. And then I'm going to do the same for the left eye. I select it on the layers panel, then go down here, press on the plus icon, and then select left eye blink, because this is the left eye, and then this is the left eye blink. Perfect. I click open. Then I'm going to bring the size down to 80%, and then put it in position, and we are all set for the eyes. Very good. Now, I also want to be able to animate the mouth going up and down very smoothly. For that, I have the mouth selected. Then again, I just click on the plus icon, and then you can see this layer, mouth open. Let me open it, and this is what it brings. Now, what can we possibly do with this? It looks weird. Like, God, nothing is happening. Well, first off, let me just bring down the size to 80%. And now, what happens if I take the mouth open, click and drag and put it below mouth? Ah, look at this. Now we can be doing this animation. Why? Because this layer, let me just show you how the mouth is built. The mouth is actually this, it has this shape. It's the mouth, but it's also skin color on top of it, right? Let me undo all that movement. And I'm going to put this in position. Let me zoom in. And it's going to be here with the mouth closed. There you go. Now we are ready to start rigging those layers that we added. For that, I'm going to go, instead of the 360 head, I'm going to go to where it says facial animation setup. I click there, and now I need to set up different templates in here. I'm going to start with the eye, but instead of using this normal template, I'm going to click on smooth mode. I click and then I just press OK. And then from there, this is going to allow me to use multiple layers to render or animate this. So for example, for this, all I have to do is follow each of these templates. I'm going to select this one, which is the squinting animation. For the squinting, I'm already in the form. I'm going to select click and drag. Let me just tell you a tip, because in the bootcamp, some students were struggling a little bit to animate this deformation. You can do it like this, but this takes a lot of time and it can be messy. So a better way to move these dots and have more control when you're deforming is to select multiple rows or multiple dots, even a whole row at a time. And look how easy this is. This is going to be for the squinting. I bring it there. And then I just take the right blink, this layer, click on not the form. Instead of the form, I'm going to use transform. And now I just bring it down a little bit. That's the character squinting right there. Then I select another template, this one, which is the eyes wide open. Let me select this eye. Can I select it? There you go. And I just stretch it open, like for more scared. And then click on the eye angry. For this one, I'm going to do deformation, but I'm not going to deform this layer. What I want to deform is the layer that says eye blink. I selected there. And now I'm going to just bring, look, I bring all these column together and then bring it down a little bit. And then select these two columns and then bring it down a little bit more. Can you see? That was really fast, really easy, because instead of moving one by one, I moved multiple points at a time, right? Now let's go to the next one. It's going to be this one. This is very easy. I just select right eye, select these three dots at I just click and drag, select those three and then bring this up and then eyes closed. This is eye closed happy, and then this is eye closed normal. I just like to bring this, do the same animation for both. Look, I just click on right eye blink and then click on transform and then bring it down like this until the eyes are fully closed. I do the same on the other one and we're done with that eye. There you go. Now let's click on the other eye. I do the same. I just select these three dots, bring it up, then select the left eye blink, click on transform and bring it down a little bit. So she's squinting. And then next one, this one is very easy. I just need to select this eye and then bring it vertically, stretch it vertically. And then for the angry one, again, it's very easy. I don't change anything in this layer. I change the eye blink. Then I click on the form, select all this column, bring it down a little bit, and then select those two and then bring it down a little bit again. And that's for the angry. Now I click on this one. What's the expression? Cheek rise. I just click on left eye, select these three dots, bring it up. And finally, I just do the same for the closing eyes. I click on transform, select the left eye blink and bring it down until it's closed, fully closed. I do the same for the eyes closed normal, like this. There you go. Now this has the eyes ready to be animated. The last one we need to do is the mouth. I just click on the mouth. And this one, this is very important. I need to click smooth mode again. The only ones that have smooth mode is the eyes, but not the mouth. Look, the mouth has all these presets. So this is important. When I click on smooth mode and then okay, look, there's only a couple of templates that I have to define. So this is when I know, like, okay, if there's too many templates, like, do I have to spend? No, it's because I haven't pressed smooth mode. Okay, this is very easy, like just giving this part of a smile. And then the other side, I just bring those 3 dots. And actually, it's kind of opening the mouth below right here. So let me change that. I'm going to click on mouth open and then maybe bring all these points together, bring them up. There you go. So the mouth is closed. The same in here, right there. Okay. And then this one is a little bit tricky because the drawing naturally has like a slight smile. So I need to break this a little bit. Look, I have to, oh, that's the wrong layer. Let me click on mouth and then go to the workspace, bring these dots down a lot, very, very much down, and then bring this up like that. So I can start getting this shape for the mouth, right? Now, let me just take this point and stretch it so I don't show like this part of the face, the mouth that is open. So I want to really cover it. And then I'm going to select this other layer and select this. So the mouth is closed. There you go. Yeah, like that. Now in here, we're getting a little bit of deformation here. So I'm going to increase the resolution a little bit. I just closed that. And then I'm going to go to this side panel and select bone editor. And then I'm going to click where it says show wireframe and then full image and increase the density all the way up. That increased the resolution a little bit. Click close. And then again, from this side, I click where it says facial animation setup. And this one, look, now is a little bit smoother, right? I go now to the other side. I do the same, bring this down, and then bring this up a lot. There has to be like a lot of contrast in here. And then this is just for safekeeping. Now I click on the layer below, and I'm going to bring this part of the lip up. So the mouth is closed right there. Now this one is also tricky. Like she's going to be kind of thinking, I'm going to, oops, this is the wrong layer. Let me, yeah, this is the layer that I want. This is going to go way up. This is way down. And then this way down. And then this up. That's her, maybe with a confusion, right? Let me, look, this point is controlling how much is showing in here for, of the layer below. So let me just stretch it up. And then these 3. Yeah, right now I'm paying attention to this shape. It's kind of an S shape, right? Now it's working. I'm going to take this and just do like this. Maybe we could also extend it to the side, maybe like this. Yeah. Then this one, I'm going to go up, down. There you go. Look, that's like a confused shape of the mouth. And then finally, mouth open. This is going to be able to do lip sync if I want. I'm going to just bring it down, and this is going to be the mouth open, and we are done. Let's see what we have. I'm going to go back to the stage right here, and look, I can now control this character by pressing Control K, which is the same, just so you know, as pressing this is the face key editor, or Control K, Command K on Mac. For this, I'm going to remove the gizmo, the head rotation gizmo, and then just use, for example, the detail settings. Now I can look, this is the mouth, and I'm going to use this sidebar, right? And look, it's controlling. No, it's not sidebar. This, like this bar, and then it's controlling the mouth. Look, woo! I can animate it. Ha 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 ha. And she can be closing her eyes, and the eyes can blink. Like if I want, I can go midway. Like maybe I can have a drunk character, like, or I can go all the way down, and now she's very happy, right? And all the expressions are right here. Like, for example, I can do the squint, maybe only squint one eye, or I can squint both eyes. This is pretty cool. Like, I can enlarge her, like, it's very impressed. Of course, I could do that manually, right? Like just selecting the in transform and just selecting this and manually do it, right? But it's faster if I just have a couple of settings in here that I can control. And this feels honestly as if you were doing like a video game, like controlling stuff. And then I go to morph, for example, and then I click here to deselect everything, click on one eye, click on the other eye, and then click and drag. And now I can be moving her eyes. Let me just change the eyebrows a little bit. Hey, I want to change. Oh no, transform right here. The eyebrows, I'm going to rotate them like this. So she's really into it. Right. And now this is a character that we can work on. Let's actually, we're going to test the last mouth that we used of the confused one, the confused mouth. Do you remember? Ah, damn. Let me press Control Z. There is on morph. Detail settings. The mouth, we had this. Now she's angry. She's upset. So all of this can be changed very smoothly. This is the smooth option. Again, it depends on the style. I actually like doing sprites and drawing everything, but this is another option for you where you can, if you want, you can select other type of animation. Like I can only drop one side or the other side, and this is pretty cool. Okay, so that's it. And yeah, I finished. I wanted to finish like in 45 minutes. It's 6:42 on my end. So now we can go to some questions and answers. And again, let me just give you a really quick. There's a tutorial that if any of you is interested for the rigging and using pre-made characters, we have this tutorial, and I just copied a link and I'm going to paste it here. And in this tutorial, I show you how to rig and animate any image from the internet, right? Like from FreePic. Let me mute this. It's like a 9-minute tutorial, and I go like through all the steps you go to get that character and then prepare it in Photoshop, etc., and then how to do that rigging, right? And of course, if any of you is interested in the bootcamp, you can just click right here to join the bootcamp. The bootcamp right now is in session. We are on the last day, but we are recording everything, like all the sessions, and you can go through the bootcamp. And after that, we are going to be going week by week with live sessions, so we can check your rigs, help you. Like there's nothing better than having someone else check out your rig. Like I'm struggling with it. Look, the eye is behaving like this. Live, we can tell you, oh, just click on that checkbox right there, and all your problems are solved. So it's really good. So you all of you are invited, and now let's go to some questions and answers.
Right, yeah, back. Thanks for that, Mark. That was awesome. I really like the style of those anime characters. I think it's really useful, especially the ability to animate the face like that with the sliders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels cool. Like game, and like in video games, when you do stuff, it feels like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I just realized my face looks really red on this webcam for some reason. Kind of look like demonic. Don't be scared, guys. It's just the webcam. I don't know. The settings are weird. I was trying to get the lighting a little bit different, but all right, let's go to the questions anyways then.
Yes.
So yeah, again, if you guys have any questions, put them in the Q&A panel there. Question from Richard: will GIMP work for this?
I haven't tested GIMP. GIMP is for PSD editor, right? I believe. Yeah. I recommend Photopea if you're looking for a free software, Photopea is very similar to Photoshop or Krita, one of those two. GIMP, I haven't used it, but some students have had some problems. The best results students have between Cartoon Animator and another software is with Photopea.
Yeah, I think, is it Photopea or Photopea? I'm not sure.
Photopea, yeah. How do you
Photopea.
pronounce it?
I kind of think Photopea sounds nicer.
Photopea. Photopea.
Maybe
Utopia.
and
Photopea.
we also have the plugin for Photopea as well, so you guys are aware. So yeah, it's a little bit better than GIMP. I have a little bit of experience with GIMP. I used it back in the day. It's fine. It does what it's supposed to do, and it is free, obviously. It worked a little bit slow for me. It might have been my computer, but yeah, the same process works with GIMP. It'll just be a little bit different, obviously, since it's different software. But yeah, to each their own. But it will work with GIMP, though.
All right. Sadre, I love your question. How would you do a one-eye character like Mike Wazowski? Okay,
Mike Wazowski.
very easy. I can show you right here. I'm going to try to illustrate you, not take too much time. But if I go to this character, right? I'm going to actually save it as one eye, right? All I have to do, like, leave the whole thing, leave everything as is, but I'm just going to reposition a couple of bones. Like this is going to be for the eyebrow, and that's going to be the eye. And I'm just going to delete this whole eye, the right eye, like everything in there. I'm just going to delete it right there, right? And also I'm going to delete the right brow and just bring the left brow and the left eye and bring them to the center. Of course, the drawing will be different, right? But just like that. Oh, wait, I also need to bring these bones like that, right? The eye would have to be centered, etc. But let's just, for kicks, I'm going to save it and then go back to Cartoon Animator, create a new project, and then just bring that file. I just had it here. One eye. Sound like a pirate. One eye clack. Look.
Kind of looks like Lilo from Futurama. We've seen that before.
Ah, yeah, yeah. So
tutorial to make Lila.
And look, I can very easily just take that eye. Let me disable this, and I can animate it. Really easy and do the whole process, but I'm just ignoring all the steps for the other eye. So that's it. Very easy. I love it. Very creative, Sadre.
One eye is easier than two, I guess.
Yeah, actually.
How about the next one? Deborah asks, how do the expressions work with head turns? Are they still smooth?
I haven't tested it, but for the one that I would like, I actually have this character, for the head turns. The rigging that I have, I had this character, the clerk, but instead of doing smooth animation, I was using sprites, right, for the head turns. I haven't tested with that, but Deborah, I don't know if for any reason you are on the bootcamp, we could try that in the bootcamp, right? Or if you join, we could try it live and experiment more, right? Find solutions. Sometimes I don't have the answer. Me and the other certified instructor, we don't have answers, but we explore and we find solutions to what we want to accomplish. So that sounds interesting, but I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I have tried that, and it does work. It does require a bit of tweaking, obviously, at the different angles. But yeah, it does actually work in the end.
Oh, so wait. So when you also rigging like a site, you can also go in and change a little bit for the nice.
Yeah. So yeah, but it does require like a little bit of extra effort for sure. Right. Yeah, it's worth it in the end, right? More flexibility for your animation.
Control.
Yeah, exactly. All right, good question from Deborah there. Another one from Deborah. How do the expressions work with lip sync? Do you still need to add sprites for the mouth?
For lip sync, for this one I haven't experimented. Do you know? Does it work for lip sync?
She's talking about lip sync and facial animation at the same time.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to try to give a wild guess. We're gonna keep working with this one. Damn. Actually, let me open the last one. I have it saved in here. This is the finished one. And in here, let me see. I'm going to go to detail settings. No, this is not rigged. This one has a mistake. Let's see. Is it this one then? Let's see. Detail settings. No, this one. Damn it. I didn't save it. But I do think it should work. But if not, you like the lip sync you're talking about automatic lip sync, right? Sorry, I haven't tried that either. I'm more accustomed to using the sprites. I haven't tried with this one. That's a good idea to try.
Yeah, I think with Deborah, I think that you would have to add more sprites, obviously, because a viseme shape like E, where you're like E, your teeth are showing.
Yeah.
And if you go like ooh, it's impossible to morph one of those into the other. So you do have to have separate sprites for those.
And actually, about that, in anime, usually characters only do, specifically in anime, characters only talk like this.
That's right.
No matter if they're saying "oh," they go "oh," just like that.
Yeah, in black, the like half circle opening and closing, right?
Yes, because actually, let me show you the animation we did for this. Because I actually did only open and closing. The only thing that changed for the mouth was when I did. Let me just. Oh yeah. Okay. Like, look, I'm just opening and closing, like this. That's all. And she's saying other. Actually, I'm going to share the sound also in here, so just so you can see. And this one, I actually had a Japanese actress to do the voice. For example, Shikamo, she's saying the phoneme O, and all the time she's only doing that, right? I haven't tried it, but probably it should work. Like just doing this. You can try.
Yeah, that's a really good point about the style of animation too,
yes.
Right? If you're doing something like anime, you don't really need necessarily all those different viseme shapes for the mouth.
Yes,
like
that's why I like anime.
Yeah, it's
it's easier,
right? Yeah, you can produce it faster. Yeah, that's a perfect example that Mark just showed there about how you can work with less and create like excellent looking results there. So yeah, thanks for that, Mark. That's a good one. Do you guys cover that in the boot camp, that character?
We cover whatever the student wants to cover. Like if you, hey, can we check this? And then we have the session and nobody has asked anything. And we cover your question. We spend like 20 minutes.
That's cool. Freestyling it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one here from Sasapit. When you change the wireframe resolution, is the effect only on the viewport, or is it also on the final rendering?
On the final rendering, on everything.
Yeah, good answer there.
Good question, by the way. Yes.
Important. Next question from Glenn. How would you take your own photo and make it into an animation character?
That's so fun. That's a good question. If I was to do a very, very like for someone very close to me, like my brother who lives in Atlanta, and I want to like for his birthday or something and animate his photo, probably I would rig a very complex character and have him like, hey, just send me photos of yourself doing this and then this, and all like doing the sprites with photos, basically, right? Or have him like do this and then open his mouth and then just have that effect. In a photo, probably doesn't, with a photo, I wouldn't go with smooth animation. It would probably look weird, but I would use sprites. And again, this is what you would do. I'm going to actually go really quick. I'm not going to go into detail because there's more questions to cover, but let me just share my screen. Let's say that we had, I'm going to what can I use? Well, actually, let's pretend this is a photo of someone, right? So if I want to go to Photoshop. Where are you, Photoshop? And I just paste this. What I would do is actually someone in the bootcamp, Helene, one of our students did this. All you do, I'm going to do a really crappy job, but what you have to do is just cut out parts of this character. What she did was that she took uh, what was it like 3D character. She used a 3D software, and then she just took all the elements in a separate layer like this, right? So those would be, for example, the eyes. And now I just hide them, and I just need to erase this part of the eye. I'm just going to press Shift F5 to delete it. That's a cool function you have in Photoshop. That's why I like it so much. Shift F5. For those of you who don't know, you can go to edit menu, and then click on fill. It's Shift F5 and then enter. And then it erases. It's not perfect. I still need to delete a little bit in here, right? I'm just using the brush tool in here. So I have this, and then I have the eyes, right? Separate. And so if this was a picture, it would be the same thing. Okay. And yeah, I actually cover it in the bootcamp. There's a bundle that we have, the bootcamp plus a rigging mastery course, where we cover a lot of details on rigging, and we actually cover how to rig photos. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great example. And there's also morph-based heads as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We cover that in the Mona Lisa. We take a painting of the Mona Lisa and we bring it to life with the morph. That's the morph heads are
Yeah, the
really
morph
fun.
heads are kind of just they take the actual image of the face and they kind of just distort it to create like kind of like a smile. And there is like I think a couple of embedded morph heads in Cartoon Animator, I believe. Mr.
Yes.
Rosenberg and Ted, I believe, somewhere in
Let
the
me
heads there.
actually I have let me show you. This is from a course we have, and this is the like what you can do. This is a picture actually, and yeah, actually that's. I'm gonna show you this little clip. Real Da Vinci Code.
Hey, you want to know the
So
secret?
look, so this is being animated with that effect that Kai was mentioning, and it's pretty cool. It basically, I think this feature from Cartoon Animator is very powerful because it kind of creates a 3D shape from that 2D blending.
Of the real Da Vinci Code? Okay, here's the secret. I'll be back.
But yeah, I think also that one would be probably a better idea for picture animation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
really
gonna
nice,
say
Kai.
I did one for my grandma like as many years ago, and she just laughed her ass off. She thought it was so funny. She's like, technology is crazy. All right. Anyways, let's go to the next one here then. So I guess yeah, Glenn, you can do that for sure to answer the question. Dean asks, how can you animate glasses on a 3D head? That's a
I
little bit
like
tricky.
having glasses like this.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be just in a new layer. Let me show you how to have. I'm going to open Photoshop because we need to edit a little bit. And let me open the files. I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to copy it and then name it glasses. I'm going to create really crappy glasses for this one. But what I do is in here, let me just close the whole structure. Just in case you're not familiar, all the head goes into this folder, talking head. So I'm gonna open it, and in there you have one that says center, and then for rotations like center right, center left, and then right and left. In here is only the center, and in here you can see that I have the eyes, and then the brows, etc. But I want to create like a new layer on top of this. So I'm just going to create a new layer right there. And this is going to be the glasses. And I believe actually there the example. I'm going to use this, but it's going to be black, right? Like this, kind of Harry Potter kind of glasses. And then I'm just going to make it into a rasterize. And then I'm just going to extrude this part like this. And it's going to, of course, I would spend more time if I wanted to do something that looks okay. But for now, it's just a quick example. And so in here, I have, with a couple of layers, I created these glasses, right? So I just combine everything, and I'm going to call this glasses. And then all of this has to go into a folder. So I just copy this, group it, I press Ctrl G and paste it there. So as you can see, I have the whole face plus this folder that has this layer. I'm going to save it, right? This is like the long way. There's a faster way inside Cartoon Animator if you have props. Let me just go back to here, and then let me create a new one. And then I'm just going to bring this character, the one with glasses. And there we have it. We have a character with glasses. That's one way. Another way is inside Cartoon Animator, you can go to where it says Content Manager, and then you can add props, right? Let's see, do we have like, I could have like, let's see, what do we have? Do we have like parts for the character? Street. But in here, I could have a layer that is props. Let's see that. Let's pretend these were glasses. And then I just bring it to the head, to the face right here. And then this, I'm going to actually put it as if it was a hat. And now this character has that as part of her face. See? So yeah, look, you can take layers and then convert them into props and then bring them into your character, right? Hopefully that answers your question. And I think you have plenty of packages, right? In the content store of glasses and hats and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think there's a few for sure.
So,
I haven't
yeah.
been to the Cartoon Animator section of the content store in a while, but yeah, I'm sure there's tons of stuff. Keep in mind as well when your head turns to the side, like on a 360 character, you kind of
you would have to change
deform the glasses a little bit, yeah, to make it look realistic. Otherwise, it'll look kind of strange. But yeah, cool. You can definitely do the glasses thing. Another question from Dean here. Sorry, I guess my microphone volume was a little bit low. Can you guys hear me okay? Like,
I hear you okay.
I turned it up. Hopefully I'm not blasting everyone's ears because I just turned it up to almost max. So
sounds good.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, I guess that answers kind of Dean's question. When you're turning the head, or his second question rather, when you're turning your head left or right, you have to use like deform on the prop to kind of like just deform it slightly and create sort of like keyframes for that. And I think that has to be done manually. I'm pretty sure there's no way to do it with your mouse movements.
If I was to have a character with glasses, my preferred way is to use sprites that change. And for that, let me just show you really quick how that would look in Cartoon in Photoshop. What I would do is have another folder in here that has the name, for example, center left, right? And then have a copy of this. Let me just copy the whole thing. And then this would be like a deformation of the glasses, right? Like kind of from a side. You have more versatility for this. So that, of course, this would be matching with the sprites that we have for the side. Let me just show you what I mean with the sprites. Is like in this character, what I did was I'm not using smooth animation. I'm using change of sprites. Like the whole hair and everything looks better when it's a totally new drawing. And even when she looks to the side, let me just play it a little bit. Like that, look. When I changed the direction, I changed the whole sprites for the whole head, look. and it looks really, really organic, right? So in there, I would just have the glasses for each of the rotations, right? Like in here, I would have the glasses there, and then another folder for glasses that match this angle, and then glasses that match this angle. Because in here, the glasses, you should only see like a line, right? That would be my recommendation if you were to. I need to use glasses because it has to be for this character that has glasses. It's Harry Potter or something. So yeah.
Yeah, good point. That's another way to do it, and probably actually the preferred way would be to just add it as a layer onto your character's head, and then set it at different angles in the head setup there. Cool. Yeah, all right. Let's go down to Daryl here. I get weird movements on noses that move up randomly in 360 setup.
That sounds like something that requires one-on-one attention, Daryl. I can give you two options for that. We do give one-on-one attention. You can join if you have Cartoon Animator, join the live sessions on Fridays on the 12 principles of animation. You should have access to that course. And in there, Sato helps students live. And if he doesn't have time in the class, you can also schedule a time with him. So that the best way is like, we both of us read that and we go, sounds like a very specific problem. So it's better if you have a certified instructor look at your screen and then go, oh, it's very simple. The solution is this, right? So yeah, there. Let me just show you really quick. If you go to the resolution right here and you go to learn, there's like, well, actually, I'm going to go to resolution first, and then you go to products, Cartoon Animator, and then learn, and then 12 principles of animation. You get it for free. And inside, once you are inside, let me show you really quick. When you are inside, you can just click on schedule a live weekly session and join us there. All right. And I don't know if you have some other suggestions, Guy.
No, I think that what you said is completely accurate. Those are the kind of like situations where you kind of have to analyze it one-on-one and take a look at the actual project, because it's not a problem that happens all the time. It's just something maybe you missed one single step, or click the wrong thing here, and then it just sets everything off. And then it's kind of frustrating sometimes for a beginner, especially, to kind of find where's the problem. I thought I did everything right, but if you're an expert, then you can probably seek it out and find it in like a minute or so, probably.
Yep. And actually, some of those sessions save you hours of frustration, like just a couple of minutes of someone like a certified instructor looking at, just click here. Thank you. We get that answer a lot, like, oh my god, thank you. We get that a lot.
Oh yeah, I've taught people before where it's like, I've been working on this all week, and you solved it in like 5 minutes, and that's kind of a huge time saver, obviously.
Time saver, yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one then. Glenn, I'm a musician and I like to make music videos. That's cool. We have lots of music video showcases on our revision site. I'm not sure anything for Cartoon Animator recently, but definitely have some iClone stuff. So thanks for sharing that, Glenn. Yeah, it's a great program you can use to make some really cool music videos. We've had multiple people, examples in our social media of people using our software to make music videos. So yeah, you're on the right track.
Yes. And actually, the Glenn, I think, let me see if this is the one where I explained. Yeah, like, it's a webinar that we had. Yes, it's actually this one. Glenn, if you do that, I recommend you watch this webinar that I gave a couple of months ago, I believe. And it was actually a music video, and I made characters dance, and I showed you here. It's like almost 2 hours. But let me just put this on the chat so you can get it right here. I'm publishing here. Boop. There you go. So yeah. And that webinar is free. So yeah.
Cool. Yep. Free webinars. We are the free webinar company.
Free webinars.
Webinar for you. Webinar for you. It's like Oprah.
Webinar
for everyone. Look under your seats. It's a free webinar. All right. A question from Jeff here. Same question as Sadri. So I guess that might have been one we already answered, hopefully.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
not, Jeff, then just let us know. Next question from Deborah. Do you happen to know if the facial expressions would work with the Motion Live plugin? For example, if you want to use your own facial expressions instead of the slider. Have you tried that?
Oh, well, that is a really good question. Okay, facial expressions that will work with the Motion Live plugin. Interesting. If you want to,
Generally, if you want to test anything that, to see if it works with like Motion Live, like facial mocap, you can just use the face puppet tool. And if it works with the
yeah,
face puppet tool, it'll work
it will
the
work.
exact
Yes.
same way with facial mocap.
Yeah, you
That's
just
kind of a rule of thumb.
move the eyebrow, and if it controls everything, everything's working.
Yeah, it should. I mean, to answer the question, Deborah, I think it should work just fine with facial mocap, or Mark's character should work fine with facial mocap. Have you
Now,
tried it, Mark?
I haven't tried. I actually, for the ones with the sprites, I tried it and it doesn't look very good. I prefer
with the
to
facial
do
mocap?
yeah, with the facial mocap. Facial mocap works better with characters that are designed like simplified characters, like the ones that come with Cartoon Animator, like campus heroes, the social bodies. All of those work perfectly. So you have to kind of design specifically for that in a way that when the character turns, you don't have a change of shape. The shape of the face doesn't change too much. In anime, there is a big change, like the nose has to be sticking out, etc. It's more realistic. And for those, you don't have to, like, there are ways, but we can, again, all of that can be explored more in Bootcamp Live. Like,
yeah, that's a good
lab.
point. What Mark was mentioning is that all of the Realusion like characters that we sell or that come with the Cartoon Animator, they follow a specific template. So what Mark was creating is actually like a custom character that doesn't have like all the sprites that those characters have, or it may be different in some way, the structure. So if the structure is different, then you may encounter issues with especially with facial mocap and facial puppet tool. But if you were to follow the exact same number of sprites, relatively the same positioning and all that stuff as the default character, as one of the Realusion characters, then you should be fine. Yeah.
Right. Just really quick, I need a 2-minute break really quick. I'll be back in
Sure.
2 minutes.
I'll talk with everyone. Go to Amazon delivery or something. All right, we have that was from Deborah, facial expression. Yeah, okay. Next question is from Ahmed, specifically from Mark, right when he leaves. But Ahmed asks, how can you make a body turning? There's a couple of ways you can do body turning. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but there are various ways to do it. Generally, what you're going to have is you're going to have your character popping. We don't have the smooth body turning at this point. That is currently under development. I can tell you that confidently, that the body turning, we're going to have similar body turning, very similar to head turning in the next version here really soon. But in terms of making the body turn right now, Ahmed, to answer your question, it kind of pops from one angle to the next. And there's not really many ways to smoothly do that unless you deform, like manually deform the mesh of the character's body. And when you do that, then you can kind of simulate the body turning. And I think I can I'll just leave it on Mark's screen for now. But yeah, if you need an example of that, we can maybe take a look at it later. But I'll keep moving through the questions here for now. See if Mark comes back in a few minutes here. Next question from Dean. The problem is when the head starts to turn, it doesn't look natural. That may have been from a previous question. And again, there's various solutions for various types of characters there, Dean. Depending on what type of character you have, and that is kind of like like Mark mentioned, a one-on-one sort of problem where there'll be like one little thing that is throwing everything off, or
Yes. I'm thinking probably the nose jumps up and down, most likely. And there's a fix that I do that is, I'm going to try to cover it and see if this helps you. So if I have this character, let me go to Cartoon Animator. She kind of looks sad. Let me stop the preview, go
She's like,
back
why'd you
here.
put those cups on my head?
And I'm going to bring this one, the finished one. I'm going to try to recreate that error, that mistake, and see if this is the problem. So probably what's happening is that when you're rigging, I'm going to go to composer mode and then the 360 head. Then probably what's happening, I'm going to take a wild guess, but maybe in here the nose is going a little bit up and then in here is going a little bit down. So it's kind of doing weird stuff like this, right? If that was the case, then when you are on the 360 head creator, a good thing to do is to check out these numbers. I can take the Y, look, in here it controls how high or how low it goes. So I just take that number, copy, and then go to the next one and then paste it there, right? And then go to the next one and then paste that number again there. So that kind of stabilizers, that's the word correctly?
Stabilizers, yeah.
Stabilizes, yes, stabilizes the nose, right? So hopefully that helps. That's something that I do often. Like I do copy and paste of numbers of the X and Y. But
Cool,
again,
yeah,
we would have to go to look. And by the way, for the question, I heard someone talking about body turns. They definitely you have to switch for now. Like yes, right now they are developing the head turn, the body turn, but for now, what you can do is change to a completely new rig, right? Like from this character, let me just show you. I can do a quick tutorial on body turn, and let me delete this. Oh no, actually, create a new one, and it's going to be, for example, where is it? Actor. Probably what you need to do is going from the frontal view of Martha, and then to side view, and then this other view, right? So what you need to do is just switch using the visibility switch. Now it's a little bit messy. We actually have lessons on that on our course. Let me just open it. Is the learn animation in Cartoon Animator, and in here, actually, this is not loading the class, I believe. Let me just no that let me just load. I'm loading this class right here. Wait. And there, I wanted to load the curriculum. Here it is. And in here, I talk changing the angle for G3 characters. It's a 7-minute lesson. And in there, I explain really quick how to do
Hi, Mark.
this effect. Let me just, it's playing in fast forward. And the end result is to have like this character be in frontal position and then side position. And then you just have to do like a little bit of syncing, etc. But yeah, it's kind of messy for now. It took me like 7 minutes to do a quick rotation. Later, they're going to automate it on Cartoon Animator 5.
Yeah, it's under progress right now. I've already seen it happen in the beta version right now. So not out yet right now, but we're still developing it. But yeah, it looks really good. So anything that you have with the 360 heads, you're going to have with the bodies in the next version. Cool. Let's go to the next. Kim asking question: when we're going to get the search function? I assume that's for the content manager. Yeah, that's something that's kind of frustrating and that we really need. We have an iClone and our other software, but not yet in Cartoon Animator. That'll be the next version though. Yeah, so that's we're going to be implementing Smart Gallery, which is something similar to well, it's exactly what we have in iClone. You can just search stuff. You can search online. You can search in your library. So it'll be much more functional with the next version. Question from Sadra. I was Sadra.
Sadra.
I was curious about adding external props for emotions only, like an exclamation point when surprised.
Yeah.
How to get that to appear and disappear only for specific expressions.
Actually,
That's a good one. Yeah.
I have that rigged into the character. The same way I explained of the glasses, I have actually, let me see if I can get that rig. I have it. Let me open the project files right here. No, it's on. I have kind of a mess in here. Project files. This is from the course rigging a character, and I'm going to load this project. This is the character, and what I have is the anime character. Oops, I don't think it's going to open. I have the character, and inside I have a layer with different expressions that I can move around and show or hide at will. Let me just let it load. But it's pretty cool because I think it's exactly what you're talking about. I can have this character. This is the whole animation actually. And at some points, look, there, like in there, boop, it pops these lines. That's an anime expression. And then when you like, oops, all of that, let me just show you how you can do that. I just have the sprites, and then I have this. This is in a folder called emotion, and I can just show it at will, like when she gets angry, when she gets surprised, or she's embarrassed, or I can just click on empty and it hides. How is that shown in your character rig? Well, let's take a look at it. I just click here, press continue. I'm going to open it in Photoshop so you can see the folder structure is very simple. And all you have to do is, just like I had the character with glasses, I created a folder for center right here, center, and I have this folder called emotion on top of everything. What do we have in there? Well, I just have these 3 layers. Look, I'm going to show them, and I'm going to just move them so you can see them clearly. So yeah, you can get icons and stuff, put all of them in a folder. In my case, I used emotion, and that's it. You just have it like that, and you can hide them and show them. So it's pretty cool and very expressive, actually.
Yeah, very cool example there. Thanks, Mark. You can do the same thing for hands as well. If you have like, items in your hands, like you have a sword or something like that, you can do the same thing as well. Just so everyone knows. But we put those in the hand folder, obviously, not in a separate folder called emotions. Okay, I got it. Sudre, she mentioned in the chat. I don't know, Sudre.
Sadre.
Yeah.
Ah,
cool name.
awesome.
Sudre Scott. I was curious about adding external prop. Oh, that's when we just mentioned. Oh, just talked about. Okay, cool. Glenn, can you make yourself into a cartoon character? Yeah, you can do it. I've done it before. I've done a webinar where I made myself into a cartoon character. It just depends on the kind of style you want. There's tutorials, like kind of cool tutorials where you can just take an image of yourself and you can kind of like make like vectorize it in Illustrator, like use these effects to make it like, flat, like cartoon shading. I did a webinar on that like probably like a few years ago, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you can really a lot of cool ways you can make yourself into a cartoon character. If you're creative enough. The only limit is your imagination. All right. Thanks, Glenn, for being with us here. Glad you enjoyed it. I'm at it again. I have a problem in animating a skirt, but it moves with the hip and it doesn't look organic. Can you help with this?
Yeah, actually, in the live sessions, the Saro, he's a certified instructor in our school. He covered something similar. Someone wanted, I think they already covered a skirt, but one of the things that you can do is have it as a separate prop that is linked to the character, and it has bones, so you can control the bones and just do like a little bit of follow through for that. And also, like I'm just mentioning like the high level stuff. Of course, there's a lot of nitty gritty details, but that is covered better in live. Sato covered actually a character having a tail, Like, how can I have a character like it was like a dinosaur or something, and it had a tail, and then you use the template of that Revolution provides, and then they added a tail. So things like that, it can be a tail, it can be ponytail for the hair, or it can be like skirts, or maybe something that is loose clothes. All of that can be rigged. So you just have to be ingenious about it and find ways. The best way is I say this a lot, is live. Live is when you can actually get all the help you need. Hopefully that kind of answers the question. It's very high level.
Yeah, I mean, animating the skirt is it's not easy. Obviously, it doesn't happen automatically. You have to manually do it, and it's in most cases. So,
well, actually, in Cartoon Animator 5, this is another thing that they are doing. In the beta version, we tested like automatic follow through. Like you have the skirt, and then you move this, and then automatically does all of
oh,
this.
like a kind of a physics reaction or a spring
Yes,
reaction.
exactly.
Yeah, I saw that. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah, that'll be you can like spring-loaded skirts. All the cool things we're having in Cartoon Animator 5. Spring-loaded skirts could be the coolest. All right. Let's go to the next one here from Deborah. Can the next webinar be on how to use Cartoon Animator with iClone? I keep seeing the specials for iClone. Yeah, we're doing a lot of cross-promotion stuff right now. You buy Cartoon Animator, you get like this % off of iClone and vice versa. Yeah, we can, if you want to have a webinar on iClone and Cartoon Animator, throw it in the feedback form. If we get enough, requests for it, we'll definitely do something like that. Not too difficult. The cool thing about using iClone together with Cartoon Animator is that you can use iClone animation tools in Cartoon Animator to animate your 2D characters with 3D animations, which is really cool. And that's a feature that no other software out there has, as far as I know. Yeah, because we just kind of combine the two together. Apes together strong, right? Anyways, okay, question from Jerry. I'm not sure if this is a question for here, but here it goes. Will there be an M1 Macintosh update for Cartoon Animator 4 or above for performance optimization? Or now that there are M1 chips in the iPad Pro? Oh, so you're talking about the new M1 chips for Mac. Will it be able to take advantage of it? I mean, I don't know. That's something I'd have to ask the development team. I don't get into the nitty gritty details of,
yeah, that's more
processor are we developing technology for, Yeah. Generally when you go to your, the updates, when you update your software in Revolution Hub or whatever, it'll come up with a notification showing you, what was updated in this version. So yeah, sorry, Gary, I can't really give you a solid answer on that one since I'm not really in the development team. But I do have a meeting with them tonight though, so maybe we can ask them. Too late then. Question from Deborah again. How do you add eyelashes to the characters so they show when the character is facing right or left? I tried, but they come out distorted when I import the sprite. Eyelashes that appear. I mean, you could have like you showed the emotion sprites. You could have eyelash sprites like only show up at that one angle. That's like one option you could probably try. I've never actually tried to do that before. It's an interesting challenge.
Probably it would be just some a separate layer for the eyelashes. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, just like the emotion layer that you had there. Yeah. That's probably the only way I can think of to do it. But that's where kind of trial and error comes in handy. You can just try a whole bunch of different methods and see which works the best. All right, we got a couple more questions and we're good to go. It'd be nice to have Bill says it'd be nice to have the store know what assets have been purchased under my account, like Amazon does. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
me too. Because do I have this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can go to your account from the Reillusion page. You can go to your account and you can see your registered software and your order history and stuff from there. That's kind of a little troublesome. Obviously, you have to go use your browser and go into your account. But yeah, with the new Smart Gallery coming out with the next version, we will have the ability to it'll show you exactly what you have, what you have purchased, and it'll show you. You can even it'll stay in your library and you don't have to download it. If you want to save space on your hard drive, it'll just show up as gray. And then whenever you need it, when you want to download it, you can just double click it and it will install. If you want to uninstall it, just right click and uninstall. So it's a good way to kind of avoid having tons and tons of content at once on your hard drive that you don't really need. It's very intuitive. So I think Cartoon Animator 4 users will be happy with that. Sonia asked, when can we expect to see Cartoon Animator 5? We're aiming for end of this year. It might be early next year.
Actually, trust me, guys, we would love, like, the developers and everyone is, we wish we could have it tomorrow. But it takes a lot of debugging and a lot of work.
Yeah, there's tons of bugs that still need to be worked out.
I'm actually working on gamification software for our training, and I wish I had it like now, but it just takes time. So yes, I have heard like they are aiming to have it on next year, starting next year.
Yeah,
but again,
it'll likely be Q1, I think. But I mean that's optimistic. We'll see.
Yes, sometimes takes more.
There might still be a few
bugs.
Cartoon Animator 4 updates before then. Question from James: will iClone ever make it to Mac? At this point, I'm not really optimistic about that. iClone's generally just going to stay a PC tool, unfortunately, James. We don't have any development plans for iClone and Mac, just because it's at this point there's so many features and it's so hard to port everything over when you have such a heavy program like iClone. And the industry is moving so fast right now that there's new technologies that are coming out like monthly almost. Just look at the rate that Unreal game engine is upping their game. It's insane. What would have been unthinkable even 5 years ago is now like just commonplace, coming out in a lot of features these days. And just as processing power grows, especially video cards, it just opens new doors for real-time animation software like ours. So I'm not optimistic on that. That was a little bit of an aside, but unfortunately, sorry about that, Jason, or James rather. Bill, too much work. I think you're talking about the content stuff to know whether you have it or not. Anonymous attendee. Ooh, general question. I've spent hours creating a new character. How do you keep the motivation of creating a character? How do you keep yourself motivated, Mark? You do those like dances like you did on the last last webinar?
Actually, that is a great question, anonymous attendee. I'm gonna go like this to give you an anonymous answer right now. The thing is, motivation, if you're talking about motivation, like I want to start, and then there's something different. There's a difference between life getting in the way and I can get myself around it because life keeps getting in the way. That's one thing. Another thing is like you're just feeling lazy and you don't want to work on it anymore. Probably animation is something that you shouldn't be doing. I don't know, right? What I do is I challenge myself, like, you know what? I quit. I notice my reaction. I quit. No, this has to be done. It's actually this is from logotherapy from Viktor Frankl. It's brilliant. Like you just say like, okay, I quit. And then in my mind, I sometimes say, no, what? No. And then I kind of connect with my why. I don't want to go too deep into the science of self-motivation, etc. But one of the things, like a quick tip that I can give you is just balance, search for flow on like flow. I'm flow TED Talk. His name is very long, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. But this guy explained it really simply, and you just have to balance the size of your skill with the challenge. If the challenge is too hard and you are too much of a beginner, what you need to do is make whatever project you're doing, make it easier, make something simpler, and then you're going to be have more ability. Or if you are like so pro and what you're trying to do is super easy, you're gonna get bored and then you're gonna lose all motivation. So what you have to do is think a little bit bigger, get more ambitious, and try to achieve something harder. So that balance between challenge and your skills is something that you can actually practically do. I recommend checking that. Let me see if you can find it like that. Flow TED Talk.
Or otherwise,
Yes,
try to
actually,
avoid biting off more than you can chew.
yeah.
Right?
I just found it. This guy, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, really, really nice. So I can just search it like this. Flow Theta. And by the way, this is pronounced like your cheeks right here. Your cheeks are sending you very high. Cheeks send me high. That's only.
Cheeks send me high. So I was trying to like look closely and try to read his name. I was like, still couldn't get it. Okay, we'll go to next question. We'll do the next few questions here, and then we'll wrap it up here. Bill, so Mac users are getting left behind with your products. With iClone, unfortunately, Mac is not going to be in the future, but we do fully intend on continuing with Mac development for Cartoon Animators. So in terms of all the 2D products, Mac users are totally we're updating it just as much as PC, so it'll be at the same level. Michael asks, can we get recommended solo animators online? I think maybe Michael, you're asking for a project you have or something, maybe to hire solo animators, or
I would probably go to Fiverr or Upwork or sites like those.
Yeah, you can go to
hire
Fiverr.
freelancers.
Yeah, hire freelancers. You can also just go to our forums, forum.reallusion.com, if you want specifically for Cartoon Animator, and just put your feedback or put your advertisement or whatever you want there. That's fine too. I'll put that in the chat window just so you guys have it. Forum.reallusion.com. Pretty simple. Next question from Walter de Brito Cunha. You can probably say that better than I can, right? It is so pertinent, the question of Bill Hernandez. Sometimes we acquire the product, but there's no way to work, and it may happen. There's not to work with it, and it may happen.
Probably talking about I don't know if you're talking about the knowing what products you already bought. I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think he must be talking about the software or the order history and the registration and all that stuff. Yeah, that'll definitely be included coming up, guys. It's definitely, as you can see in this webinar, the most requested feature, and it is sort of frustrating to work without it, but bear with us for now. All right, I think we're all good.
Done.
Do people still raise the roof, or is that like two decades ago?
Just for you and me, it's still cool, man. Yeah,
it's still cool for us. Who cares? All right, so I wanted thanks everyone for being with us here. Thanks again, Mr. Mark Diaz, for being with us. Lovely to have you along again, and awesome to see all the work you've done with those animated characters and showing us how to do the smooth animation and all that stuff. And again, I really encourage you guys to check out Mark's free course, the 12 principles of animation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on the website we showed earlier, and also check out the boot camp as well. A lot of golden information that can be found there. And I think we'll just wrap it up then. So adios, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys soon.